My name is Dr. Ssonko Daniel, and today I'm here to talk about sickle cell disease. Did you know anything about sickle cell disease? Not? Sit. Sickle cell disease is a disorder of red blood cells that causes the red blood cells to abnormally sickle. They shouldn't be able to do that, but unfortunately, in people living with this disorder, their red blood cells get abnormally sickled under certain conditions, which are normally low oxygen. It's abnormally sickled, and this causes the system, the body system, that normally picks out old red blood cells to pick them out, yet they are still new, less than 2 weeks or so. This renders these people suffering from this disorder to be having what we call anemia. And anemia is a term we use to represent somebody having low levels of blood in their system. So this challenge, people with sickle cell disease have this challenge of anemia, and we call that type of anemia hemolytic anemia. This type of anemia, still, because they are picking out a lot of red blood cells which are not yet due to be picked out, this type of hemolytic anemia causes obstruction in the vessels, what we call vaso-occlusion. The small vessels are packed by the destroyed red blood cells. This phenomenon is associated with a lot of pain. Whenever the vessels are clogged with these destroyed red blood cells, those areas don't receive enough oxygen, don't receive enough blood supply, and therefore start to have issues with what we call ischemia, with what we call death of the cells. And this is characterized by a lot of pain. So we find that people living with sickle cell disease have issues with pain as the main challenge of their lives. The other challenge which they normally have is the challenge of recurrent infections. These infections are because as their system continues to pick out these dead red blood cells, which are picked out by the spleen, this organ called the spleen ends up getting impacted, or it dies. So this spleen is also responsible to protect us, to filter out certain microbes, certain germs, certain disease-causing organisms from our system. It's supposed to filter them out, but because it is busy, it is made busy by picking out these sickled red blood cells, it can start also to die and will lose its function. Therefore, these people don't have the same immunity as the general population. Therefore, they are always having frequent infections. So we have two challenges with people living with sickle cell disease. Number one, pain. Number two, infection. And those are the challenges that normally shorten their lifespan, unfortunately. As of today, 0.7% of the population in Uganda is living with sickle cell disease. And another 13% move around with the trait of sickle cell, that is a gene. They have one normal gene and then one sickle cell gene. So unfortunately, they are having that gene, so they can pass it on to their children. It doesn't affect them, but it can affect their children in case their children have two abnormal genes. So other complications of this disease are actually numerous. These normally include, but all issues are surrounding pain and infection. However, there are others. Some of them include stroke. Stroke still comes from the same process, where the small vessels in the brain are occluded by these damaged red blood cells, and those small parts of those vessels cannot be able to supply blood to those parts of the brain to which they normally supply this blood. This renders the part of the brain that's supposed to be supplied hypoxic, with low oxygen, with low nutrient supply, and therefore it can start to die. This can cause a stroke. And in a stroke, we normally have weakness on the site where that part of the brain normally supplies. These people normally have issues with that as part of the complications that they normally suffer from. They have pulmonary complications. These are breathing issues. They can have pain in the chest, have discomfort when breathing. They can suffer from other crises, including pain in the abdomen, normally what we call mesenteric crisis. They have issues in the abdomen. They normally suffer from pains in the fingers because of this same process. How do we handle it? How are people suffering from this disease treated? How do we cater for them?